sa oketsa we wish hore tse dio bulelang ka mo e be le hore ke tse di tlo re fang way forward ya hore ho tlo dirahalang ka pele ka rena if le lebelletse ke approach ke policy ya hore ro approach bandi illegal township agere tse re nang le tsona mo Tshwana agere so re tla utlwa and then le tla le botsisa di botsiso go bofellong ra welcome mo Ward 75 ba botle di official. Thank you.
Siyabonga. Thank you very much. And then next we would like Shambe MMC, should it be you, who comes up next to talk about the purpose of the day. Siyabonga.
Apologize. N1 mula ba itswaletse yotle. Then ke fitlhile ka 10 o'clock exactly. Then we diverted because of one le truck e jack na ifileng o ile ba tswaletse tsele yotle mona. Tafo ke apologize. Ko 10 o'clock ke 10 o'clock mona re starta meeting ka nako because of re buditse batho le na le mabaka a lona la planning. The lights re tsene ka 10 at least ka 11:30 or 11 o'clock be re feditse. Then ke tseya hore le re tshwaretse hore re tlile lata my colleagues ba fitlhile ka nako hore he re tloha mo re saya ko Soshanguve but go feta mo dilopie mola because of re tshwantse re engage community mo dilopie ba na le the development de Montswane mola le baka la rena le leholo la re tle re tlo bolela le lona ko re rena le nane go le le tlhamilweng ke mayor wa rena a etsa se re se bitsang sub-mayoral committee gore re nne le lenane go la illegal townships then metseletsele o tlherena le yona e ko ya go diplekeng tse re tseyang gore ke di illegal townships as di informal settlement the mo lentse mo temo as informal settlement ke illegal township because of la hele dintlo tse pila mona then la hele dintlo tse pila le sa sala tsela ya masipala ya go submita le go proclaim a plek ya lona that's why re bitsa illegal township la utlwisisa bagolo because of le lebelane le unity mola dintlo tsa lena di a tshwana le batho ba unity but you are not formalized alina title deed ale shore mo lentse mo teng ka o sane ba ka letlosa ale shore o tlo irelang ka maphelo a lona mo lentse mo teng go sana le kgogano ya hore department of education re lefatshe le la ke la bona or part of the land ke a bona because of mo mengwageng ya ne fitile mola department se la tseya decision ya hore ba nyako aga di sporting facility mo dikolong then be ba expanda dikolo mara le mo letsene mo teng letsene because of nona le bala la nna mo teng la tlhoma bophelo ba nna teng gape a le itse gore mo le nna mo teng go na le metsi a makanang-kanang a la ira ntho re bitsang land inquiry la etsa geotech la etsa environmental impact assessment the ka o sana o ka nna le flood mo dintlo tsa lena di awa kolo yang go teng ke go masipala gore masipala re thusa mara mo lentse mo teng a la lena ka tsela e maleba then mayor a re no because of rena le molao o re o bitsang spluma o lebellane le planning e otlhe re na le yona le di bylaws tsa rena se re developang dintlo ka tsona le development ya rena batho ba rena bontsi ba bona ba sala di melao ya rena morao but a re ba thuseng hore dipleke tse re na le tsona tse ba na le tsona ba tlhabologe because already mo ngwageng o molomo wa ditšhelete re lose about 400 million on unaccounted services tsa mix another 400 million on electricity then the area tse di leng teng tse di illegal townships ntle le di informal settlement ke nyako di fapantsha le di tlhaloganya ge le agile dintlo tse pila tsela tsa lona tsela le kentse tse di bata le batla metsi akere le batla motlakase then le batla di flash a re itse le flash tsa kae go itse lona then bontsi ba lona le na le septic tank o mongwe ga kgone go ira septic tank mara wa flash therefore o lebeletse mo gaufi mo na leng sekolo a bona sewa ba connecta illegal then ha re na le blockage ya sewa across Temba batho ba ba understand or somebody o ka ba connectile mara sa connecta ka plumber e right a sa connecta ka tsele maleba therefore tshwanna go re thuse di community tsa rena gore di comply le baka le le system mo ke compliance because of here le masipala ne re ka tseya decision ya o lisa court so sa ntla fela ntshwantse re bitse batho ba building control mo Temba mo re issue them with contravention notices because of laagile re lefa contravention notice ge re fetsa within 30 days you must comply. It means you must apply your building plans tse leng gore di dirwe ke architect le engineer mara itse re pleke le nna mo yona ga ya formaliziwa Leo submit a building plan, bo batla ba le draw ile di plan tsa lona. Mara a le nna pleke formalizitsweng. Leo ka submit a building plan, ha e thusi selo. Because of it go masipala ba tlo re no, ra e bona building plan ya hao. But we can't assist you because of your plan, your area is not formalized. That's where we are coming from. Because many people confuse our engagement with the communities. But the only reason we are going to communities is because of people must pay for this. People must pay for services that they consume. It's the right thing to do. Mara, somebody got to how. Because of somebody mola a regular piece of land mola nanyo ko aha garage. Se life agi maspala. Then when I want to shelter go di lawyer. The first government, we've got a role to play. Besides trying to collect revenue and all our taxes, we must also play an intervention role. Modi communities are in. Therefore, today you are an illegal township. What is the process that we must follow? It means we must work with our team from planning. We must work with the engineers. We must work with the communities. You must partner with us. That when you go to Department of Gauteng Education and say to them, we want to bring our engineers to do a study here. If there's a portion of land where our people have built permanent structures, can you allow us? We want to walk that journey alone. That's why I can't read that thing without talking to you. I think it will be unfair to do that. No councillor something about you without talking to you. That somehow, if you everybody must get access to the road. But the proper planning is everybody must get the access to the road. Because of sometimes it's dangerous, this road, for you to get access to it. It causes traffic, it causes congestion. That's why somehow on the outskirts, the face we are trying to plan properly. For security salona. One exit for security purposes. Something like a boom gate to protect as a community. But unity. Unity yo yamakapani. Back stand in Tlosabon, Agizil Bonena. The Jarta Zabon. The Ribita encroachment the thing. The by illegal. What they did is illegal. It's a contravention. The notices. It's just our people are building control. Agizur rights ang mola. The bike stand in Jarta Zabona Baha the back room by ringing. Therefore, our department are planning the contravention notices. But we are here to work with you. We try to help you. We want to partner with you. We'll come back and say we're appointing consultants. This is what we're going to do. If we investigate and you are on the flat line, we'll tell you. That will come haramits. Loka hantu how utokra mwit ikolobi lo fitam. Agizila ibonana. Loka ire nyo koloban to. Loka penta ka penta utura. Yo koloban to yo kukumuha ka mohara. Therefore, don't legal tell us or months moteng our investment how I receive. Therefore, what is it that we can do working together alone? Therefore, our consultations are about that. Hore renyogo developer areas arona. We don't want to demolish your houses. Okay. Part of we don't want to demolish your houses. We want to work with you because we understand the pain of our people trying to get access to the land. Right? We understand. Many people have different stories. If you got why different. Somebody has divorced. Somebody has lost a partner, whatever. Somebody retire, pension high, the different. The one thing that we must do is to hold hands in trying to help you. The communities that are on leadership, councillor, leadership, leadership is alone. We engage you. We talk to you. We are going to explain the process so that all of us, when we agree, we move as a team. We want to go back to council at least around June to try and have a policy because of it's a policy that speaks to the activities that are on the ground against our bylaws. Agar melao ya rena, o ka se change fela without the police. If we want to go to council and say, council, these are areas, tse e leng gore ba developile batho ko harona, re tswa ko harona malo. Re tswa ko Moloto, re tswa ko Leeuwfontein, re ya ko Soshanguve, o ya mo Soshanguve mo lo tla ko crossing, ko Mabitleng. A Mampjala le ngodimo kwa. Go na le development e mpšha e le mola. La e bona ne? Yeah, therefore re ya ko teng ka 1 o'clock ka tšeo. All these areas we are trying to make sure that there's compliance. And re leka go educate batho ba rena or don't go and get a cheap land that might cost you 500,000 rand. Ra utlwana bagolo ne? And re bolela le hore ko Moshate, we're going to meet batho ba ko Moshate. Le ge khosi ana lefatshe a una lefatshe. Ha ana right ya o dumella batho hore ba age. O na le right ya o una lefatshe. Ke la hae lefatshe. We don't have a problem. But there must be processes that must be followed until we put a brick and raise a foundation. Ra utlwana bagolo ne? Therefore, we've tried to deal with informal settlements are different. La bona mo greenfields, Kanana, we are trying to develop them. Babata di RDP, lona albati di RDP, lo batlo ikagela. Right? Albati di RDP lona. Lena le batla bulk connection. Ager su motlakase o tse go rona tseke Eskom. A ke tsore ke zinyoka gore ke eng mo lena mo. A ona zinyoka. Lena le motlakase. Okay. Yeah, then once we agree on the process, as a department, I sign a letter with the councillor to say we can give them electricity through Eskom because we're not a provider. Eskom is a provider. Then we tell Eskom. That's what we're doing. We met, our engineers are on the ground. They told the community what they can charge them to reticulate electricity. Therefore, right now we grant permission because of our local authority. Therefore, this thing is going to benefit you, I can tell you. As long as we follow then the biggest headache department because I was saying to the councillor, scholars se adjacent to the sports complex, Temba Stadium. How about we enter into a conversation that they get access and we develop? But if they can get access, it means we've resolved the land issue and the expansion of the school. Therefore, these are some of the things that are really, but we also want to hear from you. Frustrations on day to day. Therefore, if really government, we want to partner with you. Even if it's partner, it's still fine for us. Rona, what we do, we use instruments within the perimeter ya molao. How to resolve contradictions in the mufats. Har hapeletse community or ire anything. Kormo arata ka barkas tu nyara tswere se bia motlon tsalona. Rabata oberikana le lona. To explain or what is the process, because tomorrow when you are not a government, somebody can take a decision anyway. That might hurt you. Therefore, when we are here, we are taking an advantage that as a government, we can do something, even before we get to elections. This is not about elections, it's about the vote. Larbona raparat keepers the party. Rabert keepers are Barcelona. Or understand, or this is about the community. Started last year about our program. We are trying to resolve these things. The meeting is now or Molona, but we are going to continue and finish them. When are we finishing? The process of consultation, hearings? Yeah, we're left with one now. To reschedule the lobby. Yeah, then in the next 2-3 months, we are going to sit le Batubarnaba planning, Batubarnaba metropolis, Batubarnaba water, Batubarnaba electricity. Then we are going to formulate a policy. We are going to take it to council. So as the council president that policy, we are going to announce it. Let us root our community radio. Mustana Saka as a tapa too much. Therefore, Margaret School of then Maragabuela Stwana community just to explain the process. Then we announce. Once we announce, we come back with our teams. In the new budget, we are planning which communities do we start? Where do we start? Then identify. Then we start planning. We'll appreciate it if our community can try to take an opportunity of what we're doing.
Yes. Sure. Thank you very much, MMC. We appreciate you explaining what the intention of the workshop is. Isikhulumi sethu solandela is uThulu directly from planning ozokhuluma about the contraventions that are triggered by what has been built around here. And then afterwards sizothatha imibuzo nembono eqhamuka kunina. Siyabonga.
Dumelang bahatsheleka. Oh, sorry, we are live more YouTube, so yeah, we must follow instruction. Okay, I'm just going to give you a summary presentation more. But before, I just want to explain what South Africa is a sovereign state and is governed by laws. We've got the constitution and other legislation which we must always honor. Moseleng yang bo soshanguve mulefema kinta ya. We've got a gas line. It's really re-import a gas from Mozambique. It's a magobu sekunda tlabeana and then go Roslyn. It's a ma somewhere ka mulefema kinta litsele ya makapane and then go babele. So what is happening is that because people are not following laws, there are some people on top of that gas line. There's another tavern along Tselea Makapani, Wahile building high on top of that gas line. You remember what happened to Johannesburg? More taxi was like flying. So this one pressure on is 5 times Eliago Joburg. We came in here, we told the guy, you need to remove your structure. Bahan. So what I'm trying to say is that it's very important when you do investment to follow the laws. Yes, we do understand life happen. When you bought, some of you we didn't know these things they are not legal. You didn't know, and you have your own reason, like MMC explained. But today we are here to give you hope, or there's hope in the situation that you are facing. However, there's some compromises that must happen because of the law that are governing us. So there's a law that is called National Building Regulation. When you build a house, there's some regulations that you must follow. It's a wall. Wabana hide that thing. There are windows, there are doors. So there's prescribed design rules that you must follow when you design a building. When you do a township or township settlement, there are some prescribed laws that you must follow. The acting law that must be followed, case plume, special land use management scheme, it must be followed. However, that's a national one. In terms of the local one, we've got a Tshwane land use scheme. So you need to follow that Tshwane land use scheme. It will tell you how on the property boundary. You see, MMC was talking about along that main road. Some people babuzidi gate along that road. So in terms of Tshwane land use scheme, there's something called line of no access. So because that road, it's a provincial road. There are certain meters that you are not supposed to build. 16 meter building line. So 16 meters away from the road, you are not supposed to build. And line of no access, meaning I want to know will a gate along that road. If you drive a guy in one, usually buildings they are a little bit further away from the N1. So building line N1 get 21 meters. And there are reasons why those rules are there. So when you do a township establishment process, you need to appoint specialists. So for the Tsela, we appoint a traffic engineer. He will do what we call traffic impact studies. He will look at the traffic yamola, either those studies, and then he will come into a conclusion. MMC spoke about just next to traffic department mola. It's a wetland. Where my mates mola? Where my mates? It's a fact. But the house is there. When you do a township or when you formalize the area, we call an environmentalist. He will do what we call environmental impact assessment. Akere, as human beings, we are supposed to live in harmony with the environment. Because how remove a star mola? You are tampering with the environment. In terms of Malau, if you remove, you must replace. What is happening currently in Motswana, we are experiencing what we call heat, excessive heat. Agir, you are aware. 4 or 5 years ago, there was a hail storm, Motswana, and excessive heat. It's equals again what we call heat island. So you'll find hore unalintlu mojarten yao. The whole yard is paving. Aona slari, aona grass. So when you do that, you are creating a hard surface. It create a what do you call heat island in the area. And then that, it tampers with the environment. So also, when you do a township, you appoint what you call a geologist. Is it suitable to build houses now? We have what you call the sinkholes. So muateng only dolomite. Dolomite is like sand. How kramita manchi wa collapse. So we create a big hole. By it's a sinkhole. So we look at those various studies to make sure when we if really rebaba then we know it's safe. You see how level like a mobile unit D. It was developed around Nagabupitaswana. Yeah, you can see when at least strata, everything it's in order. So we need to do something like that. We need to reticulate sewer and water. But you'll find that this trade, they are not in order because a land surveyor was never appointed. Because a land surveyor, the strata, jarata in Nebokai. The size is study jarat. Even in terms of Swani land use scheme, only minimum study jarata or jarata, how minimum kibukai. So those processes were never followed. But if we are going to follow them, it means that there are certain compromises that you must make and we must make. And we need to reach a middle ground so that your investment dibana le value. Because currently, investment alone, they don't have value. Simply because you don't have a title deed. And your areas are not from. It's like big house marina value. You can't use it as a collateral to get money from the bank. You can't. Because it's in the rural area, it's not formalized. Hosike and only one natural title deed. Which is a problem. I mean, at the moment, our unemployment figures are very high. More than 32% unemployment rate. Meaning, government by taxing the people. That's how government makes money. But if workforce is very, very small, meaning tax base is also very, very small, very limited. Meaning now, we as citizens, we must be creative. We must come up with creative ways of employing other people. You look at West Africa, Central Africa, North Africa, a lot of them, they are very entrepreneurial. Barekis are amongst themselves, and then that's how the economy runs. Meaning, if you have a house, Eloring is worth R1 million. How many title deed unamo a formalized area? Elor that house where he cash. You can go to the bank and say, I've got an asset here. Here is my house. Come and evaluate it, but 1 million. Then you can borrow against that house. Meaning your investment is working for you. I think now we are caught up modi socialing, the Joe, like Mabiala and all that. No, there's a bigger things to life than that. You can use your asset. Ronarina na fela ka December. Roshera bukai ka December. Rashera humunate, but when we pass away, we are creating problems for our children. What we need to have in mind, we need to think about the future generation. Or when we live here, so we are here today to say that we need to do those studies we need to appoint those professionals to come and assist us, because like now, la flasha kole nango thing. But the system that you are using is actually damaging the environment. We are no longer allowing people to use septic tanks. That's why we need to connect you to the network, sewer network, so that all the waste goes to one area and then we deal with them properly. We don't damage the environment. Agir? So I know it might be sounding like a bitter pill to swallow, but this is in the best interest of you as a property owner and us as a municipality, because we need to ensure that we have order in our local areas. Agir? And like MMC was saying, that we have identified, it's now more than 17 illegal townships. So whatever that policy that we are going to develop, it will encompass all the affected areas. So if reta rorare maybe jarta how emo tsile tshwantse na moteng re khopela o sutise, don't say ore ra o target or cancel our rate. No, that's not the point. You are in the wrong. Like I explained to you, they've built on top of the gas line. In fact, we are still busy ka court case here, because Sasol is saying that this is dangerous, what these people are doing. Because should there be any casualties, the first thing that will happen, like what happened in the building in Johannesburg, the first thing that happened, they went to the municipality, what did you do about this building? So should anything happen to where you are, they will come to us and ask what happened. So we have a right to enforce the law, as MMC explained. However, we are saying, instead of us demolishing your houses, let's talk, let's meet each other halfway so that we can reach a middle ground. So that at night, this place, I've got a title deed, I'm a legal owner, everything is in order. Should I pass away, at least my children are safe. So, in the interest of time, I'm going to pause here for now and hand over back to our program director. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. We at the last segment. And perhaps this is the most important part, because this is where we interact with you. There's two things focus in the interaction. The one is, please ask any questions you have, but more importantly, which is the reason why we're here, to offer to us solutions to the problems you guys are facing. Because as we had said, Introsoyet is to build a policy, and this policy must be informed by your voices. So two things. If you have questions, number two, very importantly, give us solutions. Angu number one, angu number two, angu number three, one more. Batatu paired. Because siyashuta siku YouTube, sicela abantu abazobuza basondele khona nizokwazi ukuconnecta kwi-mic. So phuma ngala bafo khona ngeke kube seduze. Yeah. Nangu number one, number two, number three. Ngicela usondele ba. Ngicela ubuqala mfethu because useza mfowethu. Yes, thank you.
No, no, thanks very much, MMC and your team. Maybe let's appreciate the fact that your team and yourself, you had a wonderful Valentine on the road. Because we've been watching you even on the 14th. But however, as community MMC, we commit to support your program in terms of coming up with a policy that will then speak to formalization of our area. For example, Temba has been long. I was born Temba Nzeleteng. Even today, we do not have title deeds, and it's a problem. But I wanted maybe MMC to explain to us the difference between illegal township and informal settlement, because some of us, we are from informal settlement, Kudube 10, stand number 10442. And would also like to maybe have a bite on this 10 MMC, because we went through petition presentation and all those necessary meetings with your officials, where ultimately we were told, hore, the very same area, it has been budgeted for this financial year. Now our concern, hore, we are almost at the third quarter of the financial year, and we were promised that the budget has been allocated for purpose of formalizing that area. Maybe if you can have a bite on it as well. Milani knows, I send email every day just to get to understand, because the councillor kono tshwara di meeting sentle go rona, because every time re re fe report, are hana report. So we appreciate the fact that you are here today, and all the best. We commit to one, comply, compromise, and work together. So once the draft is there, let's have it really well so that we make final input. But all the same, my name is Masedi Madis from Krisan Extension 3.
Siyabonga. Comply, compromise. Comply, compromise, and there was another C, 3 C's. Fethu, introduce yourself, nembuzo yako, or umbono wako.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. The name is Ivan Mahlare from Kudube Unit 6, Moletlileng. First statement, laws were broken ka settlement arena. We acknowledge that, and we are very thankful as a community. I think I might be speaking for most of my neighbors if we say we are very thankful about your presence here. And we would like to ask, I would like to ask a few questions. First one is, when will the timber planning be involved so that we don't continue breaking laws? You know, they are busy saving, account to go hardware, they want to expand. So when can we expect the results from this, the team here planning, so that those who are planning to construct or who are currently constructing can stop and wait for the team here planning, or the whole planaries, or how will our streets be laid out? And the last question is, the services. We would like to know this thing that we are discussing now, services. There are other services that you see providing for the informal settlement, like a water tanker for the community, a lot of track, maspala, sometimes you put even mobile toilets. When can we expect the city of Tshwane Baba engaged the community? Because currently we are not receiving anything. We are not sure even if we have stand numbers or proof of resident or house number mang mang. So when can that start, that the city of Tshwane recognizes us, or if a disaster community tanker where we can get just the basic needs. Thank you.
And then Fethu, introduce yourself.
Ke a leboha. Re ke dumedise tafola, ke dumedise le baahi. Nna ke le Great Crusher. Le tlo ntshwarela. A re phata meeting, ne re desperate person o kotsi. Nna ke tlhakile wa 80. Surprise, le wa 76 temo. Na ntse re tla ko lena re tloila Great Crush. Ra itse meeting no a sware ena kwa. But nna le problem a rena. Re le ba ahi ba thango what 8 and what 76. Le problem am tlakase. Re complyile le khoshi. Re rekile ka mkhotshontsong ho rekiwa ka teng, but till ko Lions Park Mashimo. Yeah, and then let me speak again ka batho ba Suruman Rich. Una le ba Suruman Rich le ba ba rekileng, hona le ba phomolo le ba ba rekileng. But we have problem, re na le more than 10 years respect to gram tlakase, because ra fitla mo plekeng ya khoshi, ra fitla ra ipeya, re tsamaile e channel e guti ya hore re be mo re nna mo teng. So problem go re batla thuso, especially mo di councillor romela ko khoshi romela ko counseling, councillor ba romela ko barking ya score. So ha re sa itse tshwentse re thuse bjang, please ne re khopela ka tjeko cause le teng re lela mo lena le ketapele or please re find the right channel gore re ka ira eng cause re sure re tshwere dilipi tsena tse tsa go khoshing tsa go bontsha gore re rekile re tlhoka motlakase gore mola mo re nang re ba ipei re tlhoka di-services ga re kry any services councilor tsa rena ga o bolela le bona kore a ke itse gore kere batho ba tlile o tlo kry-a tšhelete gore ga ba re thuse ka selo especially wa 76 a ke itse wa what 8 betere wa 76 is kore a rena anything nna ke mmotsa maloba ke re councilor cause meeting o ko surumane and then re na le problem ya rena ya motlakase re ira bjang a re ke tla boa mo wena never come back to us please nna nka thabela fela gore it is clarification yana gore re ka thusega bjang ke a leboga a le betho matsogo ba
no ke a leboga ya motlakase re tla ya ko mošate re kgopela gore re ye ko mošate le leadership ya Lion Park because of se re se etsang ke gore re bolele le kgosi re le go thusa community a re batle gore kgosi a re tse re decision ko ntle ga hae then re tla etsa nako re tla exchange di-contacts ke na le meeting le kgosi ka Suruman Ridge then ge le bona notice ya ka ya ko Suruman Ridge so re neng se bothoma so re neng Suruman we are owing Suruman o ba imuvetse mo okay it's fine then ke tla tlo bona kgosi about Suruman Ridge then ge ke ya kwale ke tlo announce mo social media ya rona then re kopaneng ko teng I'll try to explain to kgosi gore what is the process se re sa se batleng gore re tswele pele ka illegal townships re lefe motlakase le fetsa le age gape and re boa gape ko morago because one thing e re batlang gore le ge kgosi a ouna lefatshe ke land ya hae he must involve the right process gore le khone gore le loke le lona because re sa ire ka mokgwa re lefa motlakase ka o sana re file motlakase o nagana gore ke kry motlakase ora lotsa ka diemeletse ke nyako no aga then you are still going to repeat se re ka tse gore bolelang ka sona but re tla tshwara meeting ko lona then re fetsa mo just get our contacts lo re ka bolela bjang then we'll come on the Lion Park issue ya rudimentary services rafana ka di rudimentary services I don't know what is the issue here council we must provide rudimentary services because of rudimentary services are different informal settlements fela the rudimentary services rafana ka tsona because of the constitution section 25 says we must provide these services itla ka mo morago ka mo mama khono tsena then are di fe batho because of ke settlement ke typology fe re di fa batho because of ba di tlhoka ra utlwana da bo kenya go le botsa se le sa batleng go sutla lena batho ba di illegal townships le agile dintlo ge le fetsa le reka di jojo le owner di jojo bo botle rena se re sa khoneng go se etsa ko re tshella di jojo tsa lena re di tlatse se tsotle le ngutseng bagolo ne re fa community re ba tshella mo di bucketeng re fa community re na le jojo re tshella mo jojo because of batho ba bo American lady ka weekend ba teng then ba khono kra metsi then lena be le re tsa bo shaide be le reka metsi mo di loring tsa rona akere batho ba le ba di lori o re go fa 115 tshelle therefore that is illegal ge le fetsa le rena re rekisa metsi no nna re rekisa metsi a rona a free re fa di community tsa rena for free no ngutlwele ba ga no le tshella because of a re tshelle di jojo now akere I'm here no I'm here di bucket re tilo di tshela ra utlwana kere council provide them with the services ya di rudimentary ya metsi ra utlwana ne o ba tshelle just extend the community include it in your plan I give you lori tse kae but include it in your plan that unit 6 ya emanyana council ya council o tla tlaleletse akere ke araba question e botsitsweng akere yes le itse ba le tshelle akere yes then she will explain no la wa reka ke yona ntho ke hana Ho sena market, ho sena motho a rekang, o ka se nne le market. Ho motho a sa reke, dilo tsa o di obola mos. Then can you be honest about what you are doing? Because communities are blaming government. And what they're doing is wrong. But we must find a way. I was saying to government now, Department of Water must sell water to communities that can afford to buy water. So that lemo must pala mo la rega le grass sleepy ba le tshela metsi. Akizila ngudusa na. Then it's also illegal ya no. Also patela driver. Remember driver la lori la ra ipatela khwedi le khwedi. Ra ipatela that service. Then abafetsa somebody o tseya metsi ya rona wa rekisetsa lona. It's illegal to do that. Ra utlwana ke re bagolo. That we are trying to get a way ya hore illegal townships must get water in the manner that you want. Don't 5,000, ro sell 5,000. But you must pay for that water. Hello ro nyaka wa kra mo di bucketeng rena le corner tsholang go teng. Wa kra ka di bucket. Ra utlwana ke re bagolo. Because of la flash ali relo tse tsotlhe. Sometimes you want convenience. A o batla o ema queue. O batla hore ba o tshelle mo tankeng ya hao. Therefore RS ka irella hore wa kra ka botsotsi ne. Let's formalize because of somewhere you are depriving an informal settlement tshwantse kre metsi ba prioritize lona pele. Ba tima di communities tse di sokolang. Ra utlwana ke re bagolo. Therefore I want to have a balance in terms of provision of services. Then we'll do that. Ge menta biseng a bereka le lona a re to le tshella. Let's get a spot. Mo re tshellang ka di bucket. But our tshelle jarata to jarata a teng thabiseng. Ungudusisa a teng metsi yao. But we will try to formalize a process of you getting water supplied to your houses. But that process must be formalized. We are still talking to the utility team. Langudusisa ke re bagolo. Yes. Then renali issue ya okay le di proof of res. O tla le thusa menta biseng. Na ka be le ro le thusa. You know what is the problem ka di proof? Already fa motho ile ngoro irresponsible. O re le Pakistan le go license department di proof tsa nthabiseng di le go teng. E ka musa tronko ntete. Ra utlwana ke re. Therefore re gopela hore e councilor nthabiseng are e tlang go urban council. Go na le office yang go telo di kry. Ra utlwana ke re bagolo. Sometimes ne rena lo re identify ntato na bolela mo ka re ke mo etapele wa lona. Re mo fe tsona. Le kono di access go yena. Ka busho re kra di tletse mo gotle mo di sa tlele di direlo tse di right. Therefore ke safety fela so re ba le tima di proof. Mo le nna mo teng. Ra utlwana ke re bagolo. Therefore if you want it I know you've got your office go urban council. Therefore le mo masipala mo la go na le office ya menta bise. You just get a proof. Anything. Address. Okay, yes. The address. Yeah, the address it means batho ba rena ba housing. But like ran to like check marking. We then give you numbers. The Wiki department there no. Okay. All right. Yeah, then that part, your responsibility housing, I'll work with her on how we resolve it. Return or unit 6, house number 10. Unit 6, at least we've got an address. Right for now, ne? Then re ka mokho at least le kono kra di proof le kre go bula di banka le kono thusa bana ba ya sekolo. Okay. Then we can do that in Tabise. Just talk to our team here housing. That is local. If it's staying kita but I think local. Okay, we'll assist you from the office. Just make a follow up that we assist the community. Then who says among yandade kinda de matlare. That matter. Planning ya. Okay, both are ne. Okay, then what we need to do is to finalize the consultations, hearings. Ne? It's the consultations, we will then explain. Later on, what we want to do, we must look for easy wins. Of anything that is complex, but we'll look at communities that are easy wins. When we enter here, we've resolved the land issue, we can bring our planners. They can do that. But at least this year, just before elections, we'll announce what is the work and which townships are going to start. Yeah, then we will give you that information once our consultation and the planning are in. This is not a big area. I'm told there are 600 structures. 81. Okay, then another area giving information. 81. Okay, we've got an easy place here. Then when we get back to the office with label, let's identify it as one of the easy wins, what we can do. Then we move to issue here, what is the difference between illegal townships and yeah, then that demo at the meeting wrong, so I that the but gate crash it. I received your memo. Then when we receive the memo, we give it to the department. They're still working on finalizing the geotech. I think the councillor just got that information, but the issue is that in an informal settlement, not every piece of land can be developed. Not everything can be developed. Therefore, it means other portion relocate about. But we wait for the study to be finalized. Then after it's study, we come back and say 80% of the land here on informal settlement can be developed. Then we're going to block you. Block, because of informal settlement, it's a service stands. It's a title deed. It's a Department of Housing. They build top structures. Because of most of people that are in informal settlement, they want intervention of government. Then we do that layout, we reblock, we bring ESCOM, electricity, we then deal with the underground services. It's incremental development. Therefore, services then ready develop. Most of people are mola, but they must also move through the test their beneficiary administration. We must test whether somebody who nango informal settlement own an RDP house now. Hello, RDP house before, how qualify? How qualify? Because I go everything about your development. Therefore, illegal township, they have moved a little bit ahead. What they want is bulk connection and reticulation of services. Then that's why a partnership by illegal townships. Yeah, then we'll come back to the memorandum once we've gathered information. I'll come back. Cancel. Then I'll say that information about your barking Kitambo, Krisani, yes. Then I got that information. It's in our plans, you are correct. That information we're receiving in our plans is just how we run the plans, it's the engineers. How do you want to have physical? But they work every day. They must submit somewhere. They must deal with this and that. It's anarcho, but we'll come back and give you that information. It's in our priority that we must fix it. There was a piece of land that we identified, Gobo Adam Kantela. It's not relocated about. I don't know which area is going to be affected by relocation. There are other people that we must relocate. Then Retoba is go Kanana. But there's a piece of land where we are supposed to take them. But that must be completed because of Arjo Kobota Batuka have baked information. Rebata Felis so that that information or Libe Happy Lilonore. Kishore Mokin Namutengo Nella Ruri. Because of Felsorchel at Lenyoko Ah or Lenyoko. Then we want to come back to Krisani and give you that information. Same with Lion Park, Greenfields, extensions, that's what they say. We're going to meet with the people there. Rabatusa everybody, informal, illegal townships, we want to help everybody. About issues of housing, we really understand that because this is not, and that's all explains this thing. Your house is not your house, it's a family thing. Right? Mudimu rukubana konguleng, wabana auso luksa muriru, lamonoru alright de biangne. Agawa matokofal. Hana le pambirle one yesterday sahai. Then what and the documents do are no more 20,000. Come to say now be temporary. I want to talk around that question, by the way. I go now million goyano. Hahona mutaka tusa. I always say this thing, but one or joke. Get a whole mutum me on a levan house. Who grele mulekan. Muzor mokin na mutinkin to abanabak. Hon ratanga helemuts, wakalwe. Raudana. Because of Zazila Zanan Diamond Kamuchartan Yawafezo Sana. Hello, Yaka Hafu and Trailing or High Rasilomoyo. Raudana Grabahol. We're not only giving you title deeds, we're giving you generational wealth. More title deeds in Yakwadi about how we would. So that Leo Nyetsu, Ubutamatagua Tangwar Unyoko Yalo. Nzeo Kahela somewhere, but the Tenedi to the guy. Come, Kabanabaka come. Laka Quad Hakwa Rora, Unyagan Traha. Umuza Hatamaya. Habuti Kitagaramu, good fame, Bargamudi Femingamo. The family by the Ogedis. Kitagaramu. Wabana Otabil, you can agree to anything Otabil. Tazilelua. You will realize or select a mistake. Tazila Negatabile, you, my good slayer. Then we want you to do the right thing. The Losa family, Otia title deed, Otiango, Ausa how, Unalen. How got talk about a veil over Sabanaval or Nue Australian and Retaganis in Alien? Because of our no get some fast. Then Society says, Gidi Bangas a little moton. Try to ask them. Ngaita willing now. Will di banka ke mahala, o banka le Capitec or Absa Bank or Standard Bank. Go etsetsa will ke mahala ona no. They must write you a will. Gore ntlo e ke tlhokofetse. Molekano ke nna le ena o tseya 50%, 50% ke ya bana baka. Ra utlwana kere? That will is going to protect your kids. Tsatsi le o tlhokofetseng. Then let's do these things. Gore o sa tseya go re o file title deed. A re o fe title deed le ntlo ya RDP. Ro fa hore bana ba nne le bokamoso. Ra utlwana kere bagolo. A re o fe ntlo fela. That house, the cost of RDP house on is about 230,000. You must also factor in the cost of the stand. So Rofan son. Because of Rofa stand is saying or house reka. Rofa 200 squares, ne? 200 squares for RDP houses. 200 squares. Or 20 by 20. Stand as a Rofan son. How goes reka communication is about 180 or 200,000. The total sum that government gives you, it's almost 480,000. Ero vanyon. Marwana we bone that veil. Kabushiu. How you go extend the Uhirsama Pakistan? You must do a contract with them. So it's a visa lease agreement. That I give you a portion, you are renting 2,000 a month, you are going to pay electricity, and a prepaid how. Or Kabushiu Helen conflict on a lease agreement. Then you explain it's a 12 months agreement or whatever. Hewa hadi room kumrao. Hona la bana ba sekolo ba nyoko renta ngoro batho ba krile mmereko go ba belegi. O extend ba fe di lease agreement. It helps that thing on a dispute. Because on a dispute re kra mathata re na le ntwe ngore bitsa housing tribunal. Mo e leng rona le di mathata di ntlo. Ke ntlo o mongare ke ntlo a family. Ara stene se ne le sa papa se stene se wena o re ntlo e ke hao. Tse ntlo ya hao tsa manna re nya ka stene sa rena. A ke la di ntlo tsa lena. Le di se go TV kwa le go 157 ba bitsang channel ena. Ba re ke not Mojalav, the show. Gugitila. Yes. Because of somebody or no, when your house, egalibitola how. Marastene ke sa papa. Then what do? One nagamuntu yen. Agaro wena nona no watusa. E watse nagamula watusa. Therefore, let's look at these things. Katsela ya hore. Haritli sifela project. Ritli safela or lenele security of tena. Then hello happy baholo. We have had you, we're going to work with you. 81 stands, I don't think it's a big area. We can work on it. But there was a question that was asked. I think it would say that we didn't answer. What do we do after Vezotama? Because I want to talk about Chile. I get with you. And I write Docha, I write Arabic Hopol. I read to Hamo, somebody government there feel permission Facilela. Then I will to Malira illegal activities. You are capilla go to Kuku. Lutuantlo, Regapela, Pila. Heba Gam Ko was a Casamolane, or what number Zarona. Rotobato Sabatobao. Rabato Tusa, the 81 families that are here for now. If there are additional stands, we'll develop them and avail them to the community. Raugana Grabahon. The Volsca Regis are because of it. No. Molin Moteng Arene Morena Mote. Raugana get. Then Rascar Gabshura around 500 stands, Council and Tavis. We got it because of we are taking pain. We are going to invest time and money to help this community. Then somebody would say another question, yeah, we do it. Oil or regular material, we rain. Right? Then Rona Nernoko advice, don't rush to build your structure. Because of Regata are more like it's like they don't comply to planning. Then Renyaka credits proper because of your plan must be approved by planning department. So they approve that's all. Narkago housing. They work independently from us. Distractions are on. No law MMC will mayor about because they follow the law. That's all about this to work with us. Hore, Kamushi will let a park a mullen namote. Here at Laboramona Litakano Kamula. Nigel Takano Kamon. Ratolobos on like a wetland. And only tells us what is a wetland. Ratolobos or Mola, you can't build there. You can't. Then that's why your patience, that really, let's get illegal activities on the ground. Therefore, that's how we are going to work.
MMC, I'll take a round yesterday of questions, and then after that, Sizo but I'm not sure if Mam Councillor has anything to add, Njengamanje, or should we proceed? Okay.
ha busy. Oh. Ke sa ilo dira di-plan cause a ke re tseba re fa ke tle hape. A ke re tseba re fang tsona di-lorry tsa rena di a differa ne ko di-extension ko di-informal settlement ke ko re thusang ke ntate Maluleka ba re fa according to dipoleke tse ba reng ke di-informal settlement. Example ko bo ntate le ko bo mama ho na le lorry e yang ko teng everyday ho na le di-jojo tank ko teng a bana di-tap. So ko masepaleng ba itse hore ho na le lorry e tlang everyday e ba tshella e ba diretse le di-jojo tsa bona ke tse 4 ne. Then ya lena ho re tshwantse re utswa metsi ko utility di-lorry tsa rena tsotlhe di bereka 4 days mo plekeng yo yotlhe ya rena e ke ra re ska tla ra lwa la ra ko dira plan re sa sokola le no. So ke Mantaha ke Laboraro ke ntwe ke Freitag Saturday ba ka mo di extension cause re bile le challenge mo extension a re kre batho di mo Arabiki. Then ka tseno le tle di bona di berekela extension re khono try ho dira. Then ya lona ke sa ilo bolela le di-coordinator hore re ka re ba Thambo ha ba tshella Thambo ba feleletse ka lona. Then a ena letsatsi batswadi le na le WhatsApp group a kere ko tsena ka mara WhatsApp group hore ke khono gata le dilo tse MMC a reng ke di gate a kere le di-information tse di tlang di-information tsa masepala most di tla ka di PDF di so go khono di share easy ka mara di WhatsApp group a kere batswadi. Then ke tlo le botsa hore ba feleletsa ko Dodo then itukise then a ena nako ya hore e tla nako man re tla no try to communicate ha ke le teng hore a shiba o ba etle and then ke na no re kae mo moruleng e tla ba sharp mo creation cause ditsela tsa rena ke re la itse re a di lorry ka tsene ya be ya tswa kere then re tla re ha re tla ka di bucket ra ya and then ba berekang batswadi lorry ha itlile a ke re ba no la bona re ke matsatsi a few and play ka rena ke kgolo then ne re khopela re ha re bolela re lorry ya tla a ke re ra ratana go zone 9 a o tshwanele di pleke tse di ya ke re bo makhi ba buledisana ke re then ra bia di bucket ka ntlhela mantju bana wa tsia di bucket tsa ha ho ska ba ha ona metsi and then e one re tshele one so re dumelana ka ya Jojo e ko kae ko Kretcheng or ke ko kae all right le tla bolela le yona then re tla tshela Jojo e one then re tla try e berekisa all right ho luki all right ka mkhoblela mara batswadi ke re la itse re na le tlhoba boroko ya metsi le sa roma ya ke re ha social guve is na metsi le tsore ba di lorry le bona e ba tlhoba boroko ke a lebo.
Okay. No, siyabonga. Khona sizokwazi ukuqhubeka so that we can continue with uhlelo lethu. I would like to close the session, but I see ukuthi there's another question that comes up from the floor. Mnumzane, okay, I see there's 2 questions coming up from the floor. Should we take them? Yes. Okay. So there's 1, 2, 3, and then we close. And then afterwards, so cela umama kade siqalele ngomthandazo asivalele, and then Mam Councillor will have something to say. So ningasondela. Cela futhi uyi-introduce and then ube kumbono wakho.
Dumelang baahi. Nna ke nna Semi Moholla le nna ka Gate Crash. Ke na le question e ke nyako go ibutsisa hore like pleke tsa go tshwanana le bo Phomolong bo Surman Ridge a ke re ho nna batho and then ke mo South Africa. So ke nyako itse ke mang a tsayang decision ya hore batho ba go Surman Ridge le Phomolong le dipleke tse ding ke mang a nang le a final say or no motho ke ra motlakase.
Dumelang baahi. wa bua mo ke Sipho Chaba MMC ke a leboha next sa botsisi na ke nya go fitisa something ka pelanyana ke re mo tabeng e la re boletseng ka ona hore re na le 81 ha ona activity mo ke a guarantee hore ha ona activity extra e tla iralang cause ke tshwere list ya petition e le hore ba botlhe re sign ba motse o so that means wa ka tlang after that list na re meets so ke yona security nga o guarantee nga ona hore ke tla re herfetsa meeting ka o share la ona ba khona ba le yona ke a lebo
dumelang ba botlhe wa bolelang ke Kate Matabola from Phomolong ko Surman nna ke na le question tse two cause ke utlwa go boleliwa le ka di strata ne and di strata tsa Phomolong we all know hona le tse ileng hore ke tse nyane di strata vela tse ileng hore ho tsamaya koloi e one and then hona mo re batlo itse measurement wa di strata pila roads ya kae because a ke re la itse hore ka mokhorentseng mola ne re no reka re tsena re aha and bontši ba batho ba hile so strata hore se khone ho buleha ho ilo irahalang hona mo cause le di jarata tsela ha se tse kholo thata for motho ka re o fokotsa jarata ya hae and then the next thing ke ya gas ka mo Phomolong hona le mo fetang gas and batho ba hile around pipe ela ya gas so measurement le hona mo from stand ho fihla ko gas piping ha ona motho a itseng hore e tshwantse e be di meters tse kae hona mo ho ya mo jarateng so tshaba se lo itse byang hore okay mo ho wrong motho tshwantse a move hore ene e butsetsa ko questioning ya hore Phomolong ka mokho hore e tshwantse e surveywe na ke a leboga
I think in that di arna di karabo tsa so se re sa se boneng se sa etsang ke di engineers therefore Phomolong Greenfield di batla hore di engineers ba di etse mara ko e leng hore ke moshate if the portion belong to moshate we must talk to moshate because ke bone ge ne ke le ko just how ya tsela ya ko mabitleng a go company mo ground o mola ne ke tsore meeting mo teng then go no bona mo lefatshe la moshate le leng go teng therefore ke moshate o tshwanetse gore fe approval ya land ya moshate mo leng tshwane re bereka le ntate Adamo go leka o relocate batho re ba fa development batho ba go kanana bontsi ba bitsa kanana mara ke portion tse dintse ke tsa ward 8 tse dintse leng go morago ko bo Greenfield go morago daso then ke gopela hore le re fe nako re tla tla go meeting wa lona wa go Greenfield but the biggest thing that we must resolve in everything go boledisana le kgosi ka batho ba ntse mo lefatsheng la hae gore tshwantse go iragale issue ya gas mo ntse mo gaseng the engineers will tell us then re tla tla re tlo le tlhalosetsa gore di engineers ba re mo go nna tsela mo go nna eng re ka se kgone go bolela hona no o ka tsaya message wa rena wa fitla mo le gore ba re tsela e mo wa kra nna re sa re byao nna ne re fa motlhala fela wa gore tshwantse nne development tshwantse nne byang then re kgopela gore le all these informal settlements will visit them with the interest of resolving their issues because batho ba rena ba krempile mo ba ntse mo teng batho ba rena ba sure mo ba ntse mo te go irala we want to resolve that certainty ka gore ba great development will come my brother re tla le thusa ko le leng ko teng and I'm happy that this commitment and undertaking from the leadership that le bereka le rena le tla protect your area yeah e re fa matla le rena that we must start where community says we are working with you ke a leboga
Yeah, no, sicela ukuvala ngendlela esiqale ngayo. The lady that wonderfully prayed for us, ngicela usivalele ma, and then soqhubeka nendlela.
lebitso le le matla la Morena Jesu. Papa, abo bohle Modimo a kileng ba tshepisitseng hore they will do something. Papa, ke a rapela hore if they don't do anything, ba tshwenye Modimo, ba hlokise peace. Until they do what is right and until they do what they promise in the name of Jesus. Hobane Modimo, aba ipofa fela mo pela rona. Le tselo le Modimo, when two agrees on something, heaven agrees with them. Which means today, heaven is agreeing with us. So each and every agreement that we make here, we believe Modimo is going to come to pass in the name of Jesus. And Father, there is nothing and there is no one who's going to stand against what we agree on. Each and everything is going to happen according to their plan. Father, we are praying. We are praying also for our counselors who the plan is in Udila. This will lead us to the first leg of how Mudimu, let's all set it in the motor. So Mujuma Mikile, those times who don't agree, and you may say, what agree, Mujuma Mikile. Papa, no, has to talk. Reality, Mujuma Mikile meeting who says a winner. Let's go to those sons and Lodi to later. Mudimu Real or Nagana was also Zoom and Carlos Rotary, Carol Rata, and then also Lamudimu, this is a run affair. Baba Toba talking to so one and Umudimu are come back to our papa. We are going to know no more young back to Hamudimu. I don't know if it's a mepila. We are planning how Mudimu will have to told you. When it's on the matter, Lamorana Jesu Christ. Amen.
Timato. Sure. Yeah, remember you helped us there. Yeah.
Hello, where will we?
It was there, but it's
Yeah.